What's going on, guys? Steve from the Midmasters here, and today I'm going to show you how to take Bedliner and Bedliner the floor of your cab. So you're probably wondering, like, what are you doing this for? What's with the cheap Bedliner? Blah, 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 whatever, okay? Hold up. So you remember I have a few videos back, probably about 10 videos back, that I cut the floor out of my truck and I replaced it because it was all rusted away. And most of you are probably like, okay, that's normal for these trucks. How does it happen? So basically, we assume it rusts from the underside and up into the truck, but actually it's the reverse. So every time you get into your truck with water and salt and brine, it goes here and it leaks down and it sits. And it actually rusts from the inside out. And the reason I've discovered this is because the other side is probably going to need the same kind of job, nowhere near as bad as this was. But what I noticed is the underside looks really good, but the top side looks really bad. So that's led me to the conclusion that the floor is very much in danger, not from the road, but from the driver. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull out the bench, and you're going to do that by removing this bolt. There's one on either side. And there's a bolt in the back, and then the bench will come out. And it's a bit cumbersome, but if you get the front loose and you kind of just drag it over, you'll get it right out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out the floor liner and some of the trim that holds the floor in place, and that will give us access to the floor, and we can do our bed liner. So for this project, I just went over to the local store and got some Herculiner bed liner. I read some reviews. I mean, people said this one's pretty good, but like I said, this is not for the bed, so I'm not expecting any hard use. It's just that I don't want any water and grime getting into the bed floor and the cab floor and rusting through. If I was to do the bed, I'd probably pony up the cash and do one of those spray-in Line-X jobs. But like I said, we're not doing the bed. It's not gonna be hard use. It's gonna be well protected. It's just rust prevention. So anyway, I'm going to pull the bench out of there and get back to you. Real quick note, you're also going to want to undo both the seat belt things here. And you don't need to pull them out of the seat, just pull them out. That way you don't ruin any of your upholstery. And for that, you're going to want a T50 Torx head. They'll come right out. And then as you can see, there's those back bolts. Once those are out, the bench will slip right out. Okay. Alright, here we are. I've got everything out, and as you can see, like, all that dirt that's in there, that was actually wet, and as you can see, it's even starting to rust away all my new stuff. So you can see this is really important to do if you don't want your truck to rust out again after you spent all this time putting in a whole new floor. Okay, so next step, bucket of water, some Dawn soap, whatever you want, and wash all this crud out. I mean, get it super clean, dry it out, and then the kit comes with a scuff pad. It's one of the Scotch, really stiff Scotch-Brite pads. Where is it? There it is. And we'd scuff the whole place down with that. Once it's ready to go, I'll take my tack rag, which doesn't come with the kit, wipe it down. I also have some acetone here to really get it clean. As you remember from when I was teaching how to paint, the cleaner the job is and how good the prep is, the better the results. I mean, again, it's not going to be hard use, but look, I want to do it right. Moving forward, pull all the rubber caps out. There's a couple of them all over the place. Suggest put tape around the bolt and over bolt holes. You do not want to get any of this thick crud down there. The wires, I'd love to lift them up and pull them away, but I'm just going to kind of just paint around them. Like I said, the real serious areas here, this is where I really want to take my time, make sure I get a really good coverage. And yeah, so I'm going to get started. All right, guys, here we are. I scuffed the place up. I used the Scotch-Brite pad, but it was just taking too long, and I don't think it was a good enough job. So I have my roll of 400 grit sandpaper over there, and that's what I did to really give it a good scuffing. So once that was done, I went through, vacuumed out whatever excess, and then I used my tack cloth, which you can see is very dirty, and I got all the excess. Now, the Herculiner says you can kind of apply it over rust, it bonds to everything, yada yada yada. I don't always trust when paints say they do that, so I go to my usual superstition, which is OSFO. And basically it turns iron oxide into iron phosphate, hence the name OSFO. So I went through, and all the places where I have some kind of rust going on, I hit it, and as you can see, it's really starting to work, because now it's no longer like the bright reddish brown. It's actually kind of going black, which is how you know it's working. Matter of fact, even this bolt is now like really black looking. So anyway, I put it in there. I kind of rubbed it dry, because otherwise they say let it sit overnight. But since I don't have that kind of time, and I've had success just drying it up, I'm gonna go with that. So yeah, so I'm about to get started. So I'm gonna go over and mix up my Herculiner there, and I'm gonna start giving it the good old roll down in there. See you guys when I'm done. All right, here we are, guys. First coat is on. You see I went up like a brush width all the way up, all the way around there. It actually makes it look pretty nice. I mean, remember what the floor used to look like? Now it really looks really, really good, really professional. And the nice thing is you can be kind of sloppy, like as you can see a little around the edge here, and of course around there, because all that's just going to be covered. You're never going to see any of this. If you're doing the truck bed, obviously you want to, you know, tape it off and all that. As far as taping goes, I taped the upright bolts. I found out the other ones, the roller just kind of passed right over top of them, and nothing really got down there. Plus, I can always ream them out. I have got the taps. So this is the first coat. Herculiner says you should do 2 coats in order to take advantage of the full effect. So, you know, I'll follow the direction. Plus, in my usual career as a contractor, I always do 2 coats, because the first one kind of grabs and gets the color on the wall. The second one would fill in what you've missed and actually bring out the color. That's why if you do 1 coat, the color always looks like crap. So the second coat is where it looks really, really good. So same situation. And to be honest with you, there are a few places where I can see like some, like there it didn't like stick, or I missed a spot. And when I go over the second time, it'll really grab. But like I said, the main area that I'm concerned with right here, and that place really got a good coating. So anyway, Herculiner says 1 to 4 hours for it to cure, enough to put the second coat on, in which case I'll be back out here to do it. Now they say, if say for, I don't know, for whatever reason I couldn't get back to it within 24 hours, if I came back after that, I'd have to scuff this and do it all over again. That sounds like a real pain in the ass. So I'm definitely gonna do the 1 to 4 hour option. So anyway, guys, that's all for me. I'm gonna go do some chores, and when the time is up, I'll be back out here to put the second coat on there, in which case it will be all ready to go. So that's how you take Bedliner and do the cab floor of your truck to prevent rusting from the inside out. This is Steve from the Minute Masters. Thanks for watching.